working down in this area of the bike. And again, this will work if you have to have these chopped engine guards. They will not work with the full size, the chop. So if you have a 2021 Road Glide and newer, 2021 or 2022, they do come with this. If you have an older Road Glide, to get this look, you do have to go with the chop guard. So actually, in reading through the instructions, the first step is we have to actually pop this this oil cooler housing off. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop that off. I think there's no screws on that one. It just kind of pops off. There's some rubber grommets on it. So I'll go ahead and pop that off, and then we'll get on to the next step. Okay, so I got that. It was basically 2 rubber grommets there. I just popped those out, and then I think I just rotate this up, and that should free it. Just make sure you don't hit your fender. Get that off. There we go. Got that side and that side. So that frees that. So that's step number 1. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is actually where those original grommets were that were actually connected onto that housing cover, is slip these into those holes that comes with the kit. So we'll go ahead and slip those in. Pretty straightforward. Okay, we got those in. Next, we'll need to attach this bracket. Again, we're on the right side of the bike, so it just kind of goes in here. There's actually already an area for the bolts to go into that's already connected into the fairing. So we'll do that on both sides. And again, all of this is included in the kit. So I'm just going to finger tighten this for now, and then I'll flip over and do the other side, but that's kind of how that bracket will look. I'm not sure how well that's showing up in the camera, but essentially the brackets look like this. They kind of have this funky angle to them, and this would be the left side bracket to kind of go around this support. They're angled a bit, so we'll put this one on the other side, and then we'll go on to the next step. My next step, I've got the brackets in, is I need to actually install this new spoiler oil cooler cover. Okay, so I'm gonna get those grommets lined up, push that in, and hopefully that'll go straight in there. Okay, so the next step, there's a little tab down here on this oil cooler connector. I went ahead and slipped that tab in. I slipped this portion into where those wind deflectors were, and then this kind of lines up where that bracket that I just put on there is located back behind this spoiler fairing. So that's kind of how it's beginning to mock up. And then I think the next step is there's a clamp that goes here, and we'll put that on next. Next step is I need to put this clamp over the chopped engine guard. So pretty simple. The only thing I would say is this, it needs to go in this orientation with this kind of bend going toward the front. Slip that over, and then there's actually a connection where this fairing will connect to that. I'm going to take this, again, this supplied, it's the silver colored screw, and put that through the clamp, and then get it to line up. So guys, as you can see, I've actually put the entire fairing back on the bike. And the reason I did that, I loosely connected that hose clamp in the previous step so that I could maneuver this lower spoiler fairing to get good alignment with the outer fairing. And then once I kind of got them aligned, and this is the other side, you put a bolt in through here, and it actually goes into this slot. This is the other side that I haven't put on yet, but it connects into there through that bracket that we put in on step 1. And then you tighten everything down, and then you put your 2 screws that go in through here that actually then connect this sort of wind deflector right here into the fairing overall. So after getting that all installed, I tightened everything back up, and I went to see if there's any gaps. And I've heard some people when they install these, there's actually some gaps. This actually lines up really well, and part of that depends on if your outer fairing is really your outer and your inner fairing on these road glides are actually properly adjusted from the factory. Mine happens to be very even, and once I put it on, I made sure everything lined up appropriately on the sides, on the top, and up under here where the light housing is. And so everything really lined up well. I've got it all secured. As you can see, this is tight. It's not going to go anywhere. And I will say, I really like the look of this. Again, you get that CVO look on these road glides, and you don't have to pay the road glide price. So the other part of this that I really like about this HR3 bagger product is it is vivid black. This paint is flawless, and the construction of the actual spoiler itself, it is very much like anything I've seen from the factory parts. Very solid, fit just right into the bike and around that lower chopped engine guard, and all at a savings at about $200+ less than what you pay from the factory. So again, this is in the vivid black. As you can see, it matches really, really well with the vivid black coming down the side of the bike on this paint set. If you look on HR3 Bagger's website, they do sell this in vivid black, and I think there's 2 other Harley colors that you can get it in. A lot of people have vivid black bikes. So if you have a road glide and you have this chop guards and you have vivid black, this is an excellent option. Obviously with the Harley Davidson version, what you'll pay more for, I believe, for a matched color, even more than the $500 or so. You know, you could get whatever color you wanted. It's a high quality product. I'm really glad that I had this. I really like the look of this. And I will leave down in the description and also up here on the screen a discount code that you can get another, I believe, 5% off if you use this code when you check out at hr3bagger.com. So I'll leave that up there. And they also have a lot of other complete tin kits for these motorcycles. You can change out your fairing, your tank, everything. And they have those on there, and you can use that code as well for that. But if you're just looking for these lower spoilers to get that CVO look, use that code, save some money. And you know, from my perspective, looks great. Quality is good. This vivid black paint on this was excellent. It matches everything well, and I'm really pleased. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments. Also, if you like this, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel. That really helps get this content out to others that are interested in it. And with that, I want to leave you with this. Life is short. Get out and ride the bike. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.